We're good?
Yep.
We're live? All right, we're live. Welcome back. We had a little bit of a hiatus, but Eat, Pray, Limbs, Barstool's soccer gambling show is back. As always, we got Sam. He's saying it's called soccer. That's a fact on his shirt.
Nope.
In New York.
None of that.
You guys
Can we
right
blur
now.
that out? Blur that shit out. That's nonsense.
We have football here. We invented that shit.
You're in our country now, Za.
Don't even get me started, man.
Adapt or die, man. That's the American way.
You know what? You motherfuckers have broken me. I mean, listen, it's like I go back home. Sorry, this is a bit off topic of the football stuff. I go back home. All my family members are like, "Oh, we can't hear you now. You sound weird. You're like talking out your nose. You've got an accent." I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Tough.
Well, I mean, if you're talking out your nose already and you haven't even moved to the Midwest, just
wait till you come here.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Just wait, buddy.
Yeah. So you are assimilating. You're assimilating that. So you're
That's right.
becoming one of us.
Bro, if you had heard me the first day I landed back in the first day I got to the States back in 2010, you probably could not have gone like 10 seconds in a conversation while I'm talking without asking me what I just said. My accent was thick. You know, I was talking like this. I was calling water, not water. it was water.
Honestly, if you start bringing that accent back, I'm gonna be like, this guy knows what he's talking about.
It's true. It's true.
That is. You know what just popped up on my TikTok the other day? I was just scrolling through randomly.
Yeah.
Was you hopping up on the table at Smitty?
Dude, that showed up on my. I don't know who put it up. I don't know.
It wasn't a Barstool account. It was just like a fan account.
That showed up on mine too. I hate that. You know, I've never watched that. I've never watched that back ever.
Oh, really? I thought it was so funny. It was like just jarring because you didn't have the dreads
with
back.
the hair. Yeah,
I was like, wait, that's So I forgot that you didn't have the hair initially. So
I hate the sound of my voice. I hate everything about myself. So any content I do it and just leave it out there. I never watch it.
Welcome to the internet.
Welcome to the content game.
I feel the same way. But we're back. We're here to talk about the Premier League. I believe this is match day 23. At least that's what we put in the title of this. So we're into the run-in now. We have like 15 games left. So if you're battling to win the league or the Champions League or stay up, I feel like we're all three of us are in different races. So between Forest, Spurs, and Arsenal. So I feel like this is we got the three right guys, man, in the show, all different spots of the table.
We're all over. That's right. We got everybody covered.
Yeah.
You get a little bit of range.
Yeah. And then speaking of the Americanization of the Premier League, do you hear? There was an announcement today. John Percy, the Daily Telegraph, said that I think it's Chelsea, Arsenal, and everybody's favorite Wrexham are playing in a like friendlies in America over the summer. They're going to do
yeah. I thought we were going because we just did America. I thought we were going to Asia this summer, but apparently not.
Well, I mean, money's you guys are going to be busy.
Yeah, it's preseason.
Yeah, money talks, and I almost feel like they should just make like a fake Richmond team and do like a playoff, like a 14 playoff.
Make a fake Richmond team, bro. Yeah. Back in the day, they never used to travel, man. You did your preseasons in England, you played against local teams and all. But as you said, commercial once it blew up foreign, man. You gotta go to China, you gotta go Far East, you gotta come here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure like there's some teams will go to Saudi Arabia, play against Ronaldo, and everybody's just chasing that dollar, and that's what we're doing too. We're sitting on this show, we're chasing dollars, but we're doing it the old-fashioned way, which is just gambling on the Barstool Sportsbook app. So why don't we start looking at the board? I mean, is there obviously another full slate? There's one game going on as we do this show, which is Wolves against Fulham. Wolves is up right now. I feel like I can't make sense of Fulham, but they're. You know, it's like when I bet them, they lose.
Still 1-0, right?
Still 1-0 at the moment, but we'll forget about that game for now. So we'll start with you this week. Is there something that's jumping out at you that's on the board?
I have one. I have one game that, so I'm trying to lower my volume and actually go for quality. I have one game that I believe is, and by quality that means the czar reasoning. Whether it's actual quality or not, that's that's a completely different story. But I have one
Throw
game.
that accent on, and then we don't have to doubt it.
I have one game that jumps out at me, and it's that Leeds Southampton, man. The Leeds Southampton. I think that game. I am going to be taking the over. I'm going to be smashing the over on that game because both of these teams, I think, are very open at the back. The one I really looked at, I never like betting on a game that we are playing in the Arsenal that we're looking at, but I was thinking the over too for our game.
The Leicester game,
the Arsenal Leicester, but that I'm not. It's not my pick. I thought about it. I looked at it. I thought about it. Not my pick because Arsenal's involved in it, but that one looked pretty good. Those are the two games that jumped out at me immediately.
What do you think of that? I mean, you love the overs. You love Leeds scoring goals and giving up goals. Are you on board with that, Sam?
Yep,
I am. I got three games. What's that?
Did he upstream you for that pick? Because I feel like you always.
He sort of did. I've got 3 games written down, and 2 of them are the ones he just mentioned.
Let's start with.
But I'm with you.
This is going to be a short show.
I got more stuff to talk about though, so we'll get into that. But listen, I actually am with Za on both of them. I think there's going to be goals in both of them. Start with Leicester Arsenal because since you asked, I think that this Leicester team with James Maddison back is a different team. They're a goal machine, not necessarily always for them, but goals are coming. Goals are coming. I think Arsenal probably win this. I don't know if I heard that. Hopefully you didn't. But I do think Arsenal probably win it. I think over in that Leicester Arsenal game is a lock. I love that. If you want to sprinkle in both teams to score, maybe you get it parlayed, you get it up to plus 107. Both teams to score. Speaking of that, Leeds, Southampton. Both these teams. This is must win. This is a 19th place versus 20th place team. This is must win for them. Their schedule, both of these teams, is brutal coming up. So they have got to go for this. They got to score goals. They got to win. So I got both teams to score on that.
All right. So can I interrupt you on that one too? Then, if traditionally we love both of these teams that have games with goals in them, but do you think there's anything psychologically, new manager, so it's not a Jesse Marsh team for Leeds? And do you think that there's going to be like this push because it is like such a must-win tight game to be a little bit more conservative, make sure you get something out of it?
Yeah, probably they can try, but it's in their DNA at this point. Like they've been playing under Bielsa and then Marsh. Like they can't. No. They're not going to be able to flip a switch and suddenly just play lockdown defense and not go forward. That's just not really them. You know
who they are.
I like goals in both those games.
Okay. What was your third game?
So third game was Tottenham Chelsea, and I do not see goals in this game.
That, you were going okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean,
I looked at that and I wasn't. That's terrorist football. That's terrorist football versus crappy football.
It's like the highest profile game on the slate, and it's probably going to be the worst game of the bunch. It's going to be terrible. Like Chelsea, I talked about it on the podcast this week. Like they've scored. The last time they scored 2 goals in a game was like October, and most of those games since then were 1 goal or 0 goals. Like their offense is just non-existent. And then you got Tottenham, which is, listen, we're hit and miss, a lot more miss than hit, and this game just feels like under. Like I would go under, but here's one little sort of not a caveat, but asterisk to this game, and that is Joao Felix. Okay, so for anybody who hasn't really been following the Joao Felix story, so this guy, he came over from Atletico Madrid.
Yes, sorry to cut you off.
I was getting there already. So he just came over from Atletico Madrid in the January transfer window. He's, he's looked okay since he got to Chelsea, but this game in particular is big. So for a couple reasons, but. So he is allegedly, I don't know, still dating this young lady, very attractive young lady, Margarita Corsaro. Right, I'm going to try and distill it for people here. I guess she goes by Magui or something, Magui Corsaro. So they've been dating for several years at this point. there's been all these rumors circulating on the internet about her potentially, possibly having cheated on him multiple times. In fact, listen, it's the internet. People come up with stuff. You never really know. But one of the allegations that have been circulating a lot is that she cheated on João Felix with Pedro Porro. And Pedro Porro at the time was playing for Sporting in Portugal, which is apparently her team she grew up supporting. So he's actually on camera giving her his jersey after a game, which is just a little weird, I think. She posted him on her Instagram story or something a while back. Anyway, it's a little weird. But maybe they're friends, maybe they're not. I don't know. But then just this week, so there's all those rumors and whatever. Gorgeous. Yeah, she's not ugly. She is not ugly. Just this week, though, she posted an Instagram picture saying, "I'm traveling the world with these guys." And basically she's being like being hugged by like two dudes without shirts on. And she's in a bikini. "I'm just traveling the world with these two guys." Very weird thing to post right now. And guess who João Felix and Chelsea are playing this weekend? Pedro Porro and Tottenham Hotspur. So if you're just sort of like, one of the people who believe in, this is going to give him some strength, you can get Felix for anytime scorer at plus 295 on the Barstool Sportsbook, or you can get him for the first goal scorer for plus 700, which is probably, if I was going to sprinkle on something, it'd probably be that.
What's his odds to pick
plus
up a red card?
Anytime is what?
295.
Ooh, plus 300. Okay.
What are the odds for him to get a red card?
That's actually a very good question. I thought about.
Do we have that? We have to have that.
I didn't look up the odds. There's definitely a red card. Like there's definitely a red card. I don't know if there's person specific. I'll check it though.
I'm pulling it up now, so I'll see if we can find it. So that's so you like the under. I just plugged it into to do a double chance because Tottenham at home, so double chance Tottenham or draw with the under. If you combine both of those, it's plus 128. I feel like people in the soccer gambling world, they like look down on you if you're taking a bet that's less than plus 200. And it's like it drives me fucking like, oh, like nice bet.
You get caught up in that. It's true. It's true. Soccer bettors are guilty of that.
Plus money, like I don't hate that parlay at all. So 1-0 win or you got a couple different ways to get there with the draw. I like that a lot. So I think I'm gonna ride with you on that one for plus 128, and then I do want to see if you can take him to get a.
I tried to look for it. I couldn't find it on the fly. I'm gonna look into it.
Okay, let me see.
Ask Ebo after.
It does have cards.
And total cards have red cards. Like, will there be a red card?
If that's on our book, add that to my card.
It's not. You can bet on who's going to have the most cards given, and then total cards for each team. But I'm not seeing a just for a potential. Oh no! Player cards. To get a card.
To get a red card, there is to get a red card. João Felix plus 3,000.
I'm taking that. I am taking that. I'm taking that.
There's no wrath like a lover scorned.
So the only bummer about that is he just came back from suspension.
He just got back from red card suspension.
And I mean, Chelsea fans were killing him for that because he was balling out of control. And I mean, he got suspended. He was all day goals and all that nonsense. So that's the only thing that will probably drag me back, but I want to take. Fuck it, I'm taking that. I mean, some things. I mean, this is a classic Rico Bosco case. Some things are bigger than sports. This is some things are bigger than sports, right?
I mean, it's like do you have any pride?
Your team or pride?
Yeah,
some things are bigger, man.
you got to do it. Take that, guys. Take his Achilles out. That's what you got to do. So I did just put in a nice wager on that parlay, the under and the double chance with Tottenham. Anything else you guys like that you're tinkering with? You said you had a few other things to bring up, Sam. I do.
There's some more games I can throw out there. Number one, Newcastle.
Yours, Chief.
Well, I'll get to his in a minute, but we got to talk about the Cup final, right? So there is a Cup final this weekend. It's Make Believe Cup, but like it matters to some people. Some people would say it should matter to Tottenham fans since it's the last thing we allegedly won other than the Audi Cup. But I'm the biggest Manchester fan around, right, in the world when it comes to Premier League. But this is not Premier League. This is League Cup. So I'm going to go Newcastle for 2 reasons. Number one, United's coming off of kind of a grueling 90 minutes on Thursday against Barcelona. That was a huge win. They're coming off that and playing on Sunday. That's going to be tough. Number two, talking about narratives, Newcastle is forced because of red cards and because of injuries to start, I believe, Loris Karius, who, Liverpool fans will remember him quite well. He was the last game he played for an English team was for Liverpool, the Champions League final, where he just shit the bed all over the place, basically lost the game for them. So this is like a redemption arc big time. If he comes in and plays for Newcastle and they get the win, that would be just a huge, redemption narrative story arc. So I'm going to go Newcastle to win that game based on those two factors.
Okay. I mean, Newcastle just burned me for the first time all year last weekend. So I'm a little bit hesitant to jump back in, but I don't hate your logic and your reasoning there. What do you got on that one?
As much as it hates me, as much as it pains me to do this, if I was going to give an honest pick, it's got to be Man United. Newcastle are missing their best player this season, arguably. I mean, some may say Almiron, but had a period where he was blowing cold. The suspension of Nick Pope is big. I mean, we've got fucking Karius playing as the goalkeeper in this game. It's United. There's no real actual value. I almost thought about, because it's Karius and Gates, I almost thought about the over for this one. But It's a cup final. If
United win, if I was going to somehow try and bet this, it'd be like, if United win, I would say over. If Newcastle win, it's probably going to be under. Mm-hmm. You can maybe sprinkle sort of both of those, but yeah.
Nick Pope missing is huge for them, man.
Yeah.
That guy, he's the backbone of their back line. I mean, they've been doing very well. They got the best defensive record in the league, right?
Easily, yeah.
Easily. And he's him, Botman, all those guys. Especially a keeper coming in like Karius hasn't played in years, man. Coming in cold, straight for the final. That's going to be interesting to see, because their backup is a low knee. Their backup keeper is what's his name, Dubravka, who's a low knee from United. He can't play against Man United.
Right. So they're way down the roster.
Yeah.
Pull this guy from mothballs and get him ready to go.
Redemption arc, baby. Redemption Loris Karius.
Right.
Let's do this.
I've decided that I'm never going to care about the Carabao Cup, so I won't watch that game because I think that tournament shouldn't even exist. So
I'm with you. I've co-signed that.
Okay, great. I love that. Love that for us. And because I want to replace that with playoffs at the end of the year, and everybody thinks that idea is awesome. So I think that's what we should do. I'll talk about Forest quickly. Yeah, I just fucking love this.
I like you guys.
How can you not?
Your problem is you can't play away from home.
That is true.
And this is a way. I'm just going to throw this out there so I can be a foil for you, Chief. I think West Ham wins this game.
Why do you say that?
They're in 18th place right now. This is almost based on just sort of, this is not like tactics, X and O's, who's playing, who's not playing, who's hurt. West Ham is better than 18th place. They are going to make a move at some point. Like, they really will. And, at home against Forest, where you guys are not that great on the road, I just think this has like West Ham 1-0, 2-0. If I was going to bet it, I would go West Ham to win, parlayed with both teams not to score. And I think you can get that for plus 155. So if we're just going straight gambling, that's what I'd do.
Well, there's a little expression. I'm not sure if you've heard it, but it's Forest or magic. Okay. Forest are magic on and off the pitch. That includes West Ham's pitch. And Forest beat them earlier in the year when they had nothing going for them. They won that game at home, the first Premier League game at City Ground in 23 years. They got that win. Jesse Lingard has been declared fit to play. I don't think that he'll start, but it's a little bit of a revenge game factor for him. This is one of those fan bases that in August, I decided that I fucking hate them. because of that all the drama surrounding the Lingard, all you're blowing up your
Okay,
Wade.
that's fair. That's fair. But who don't you hate at this point, by the way?
Who don't I hate? I mean, I got a lot of room for hate in my heart, but I would say, the fan base,
my kind of guy.
I think it's Derby. I hated them from last year. I hate West Ham. I don't like the Leeds fans. I don't like the Leicester fans. I've had quite a few internet dust ups with the Premier League, and they call me names that I don't know what they mean. So I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like I don't participate in that slang, so you can't. It just rolls right off my shoulder. They insult me in English like an American, and maybe I'll pay attention. But I think Forest will get a result in this game. I think that they always just find a way.
Yeah,
they just find a way. The last game against Manchester City was like the perfect example of that. Everybody is out. You know who their guys off the bench are for their subs as center backs? Nobody. They have nobody. They have 2 healthy center backs. That's it. Okay, so now this week you're like, man, I can't believe there's no way someone else will get injured. Serge Aurier is out. So now your right back is out. They have so many injuries, and they just keep finding a way. And I think they'll find a way to get a result again today. They kind of need it. They kind of need to move up or at least get a result to keep West Ham where they are. Their Forest are sitting 14th right now. They also have a little bit of a difficult run in too. So these are moments where they have to get results. And I like the way that they play. I love Steve Cooper. I don't know what the score will be. I think I'm going to end up doing like a Forest double chance and maybe Forest over a half a goal. And if you parlay those together, that gets you into some decent plus money as well. And I just, I like riding with the boys. I believe in the lads, and I think they'll keep on trucking. I saw it was either The Athletic or 538.com or one of those types of analytics sites did like their updated version of who's getting relegated, and they had Forest finishing 16th, which is fine. But I think that they're probably better than that. I think they'll be in this 12 to 14 range the rest of the way. They're gonna start getting some guys back. Lingard's back today. Musa Niakate, he's training again. I think Taiwo is going to be coming back in the next next month or so. So they're going to get some reinforcements, cavalry of just guys who've been out for. Niakate is one of their biggest summer signings. He's played like 1.5 games, and he was supposed to be the rock of the defense and the athletic guy in the defense, and he's on his way back too. So I think we're in a good spot. I think they'll get a result at West Ham. I will thoroughly enjoy that, and I think somehow, some way, maybe it's one of those things where I don't think people pay attention to Forest a lot, and everyone kind of wrote them off at the beginning of the year. They've really turned it around. They're so solid defensively. They stick to their game plan. They execute at the end, and they have a couple of guys with Morgan Gibbs-White and Brennan Johnson that have genuine magic in them. So it's like you saw. I don't know if you saw the goal last week.
Brendan Johnson, my God,
that little the way that they're reading each other and connecting now, where they had like basically one chance in the final third, and it was brilliant. And
it was Johnson that gave the pass, right?
It was Johnson to Gibbs-White. So Johnson it was like Gibbs-White to Johnson. All 11 guys touched the ball on that sequence. All 11 guys touched the ball. They did like 19 passes. And so Johnson got on the right wing. He like laid it off perfectly to Gibbs-White, who was coming through, fed it across, bang, goal, point, Man City, suck my dick. So that's this team is just, I love this team, and I'll never doubt a Steve Cooper team. And so I think that they know that playing on the road has been a problem for them. I think they're looking to change that narrative. That's been a talking point all week from Cooper. So I think he's drilling that message in. I got the message. You got to think the lads got the message. Forest till we die, we're getting that dub.
I almost celebrated that goal harder than our
See, I know that's just because you're a good friend. I think Sam didn't do that. He didn't do that.
I did not. I was opposite.
Screaming when Forrest scored. Oh my God, I was so.
I kind of shit myself. How the F did City drop points in that game? I have no idea. It was
our magic, and don't you forget it. All right, so I'll put a bet out with our picks this week, but I think we'll wrap it up there for Limbs. Big Saturday. We'll see everybody in the morning. And that's it.
MLS is back, baby. Get ready.
Oh, yeah. Go
Apple
Fire,
TV.
go.
Apple
go
TV.
Fire. Go Fire.
Let's go, baby.
We are still up. We're still up.
Don't say anything bad, Za.
I always don't know what to do here once it's been outroed, but we're still up.
I know,
Leads
maybe
over.
this will end up on the show, so don't say anything bad.
Leads over.